Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Available wherever podcasts can be found. And, of course, taped live at the Twitch at twitch.tv/Steven Larson. Of course, tonight there on the Twitch, we're going to be doing our live recap of Monday Night Raw. We're still waiting on our preview for Monday Night Raw, although I do believe... Didn't MVP say something like he had something special planned for Bob Lashley tonight? Yeah. So hopefully they'll write that into the script for tonight's Raw. But maybe if by the end of our news brief,
there'll be something there.
Maybe there'll be something there. You never know. They probably haven't even. Let's see, what is it? 3:30 over there. Yeah, they're probably getting around to writing it around now.
You'd like to hope so.
You'd like to hope so. So, anyways, yeah. This is interesting stuff here. We're just going to dive into this. I guess, well, first off, how was your weekend? A good weekend?
It was good, yeah.
All right, cool.
Good.
Right on.
Got some stuff done. How about yours?
Same. I did like a solid 5 hours or so total in the backyard, trying to, make that a little nicer for the summertime.
Yes.
Anyways, speaking of the making things nicer.
Sorry, I'm still getting notes put together here.
Oh, you're like McMahon on Raw. Look at you.
Yeah. Last minute changes.
All right, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about AEW and the rumors that there's some discord between the EVPs over there. So just last Friday, we talked about the latest from PW Torch about the rumored infighting, a new rumor between AEW EVPs, and we finally have some kind of comment from the Elite about those said rumors. The Young Bucks, who have been posting various ribs as their Twitter bio since their heel turn, updated to the following over the weekend, quote, currently not on speaking terms. So there's a reference. Dave Meltzer, though, the Wrestling Observer himself, offered up some details on the Wrestling Observer message board as well, suggesting the rumors of Cody and Kenny and the Bucks not getting along were somewhat overblown, noting that, quote, nobody isn't talking to each other, and adding that, don't laugh yet, hold your laughter until the end, said Cody is more of a business relationship with the other three, but it's not an adversarial one in the least, and all have the same end goals, which is to build the company that sustains and grows. They have different philosophies, but everyone in wrestling does based on when you grew up, where you grew up, and your life experiences. But Tony Khan runs the show, and ultimately it's the Tony philosophy. That sounds like a book. All want a diversified approach, and you can argue whether that's good or bad, but that is what they all seem to agree on. What's your take? What's with the giggle there, Larson?
Oh, nothing. Just nobody isn't talking to each other.
Nobody isn't talking to it. Yeah. Nobody isn't not talking to each other.
Yeah. It makes it sound like, well, they talk to each other when they have to.
Nobody isn't talking to each other. Yeah.
Just the phrasing of that is I don't know. It's interesting. I
mean, okay. Say this about number one. We got to mention this about Dave Meltzer. He's obviously good friends with, at the very least, the Young Bucks and Kenny.
Yeah.
We know that much.
I mean, it was a tweet from Dave that kickstarted the whole thing, anyways.
True.
About Ring of Honor not being able to sell at a 10,000 seat arena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cody said,
"Yeah,
we'll take that bet."
I mean, they have named one of their moves after him, so I generally think whenever Dave Meltzer speaks on something, chances are we're getting the Young Bucks' side of things. So I mean, it is kind of with that being said. The idea that Cody is in more of a business relationship with the other three. And that's sort of what we were getting at before, is that it always felt that way with Cody. He joined the Bucks because it was a good opportunity to do the one thing in wrestling that you're supposed to do, and that's make money, and then everything else sort of fell into place with, being the Elite, and he was heavily on that show. I don't know how much he was involved in the creative process, but
I don't know.
But
that's mostly Nick.
Yeah, but we're at the point now,
was
where there does seem to be, I mean, I don't know. One day, like Wade Keller said, somebody's going to write a book, and we'll find out the nuts and bolts of all this. But I don't know. I kind of feel like I mentioned this on the pre-show. It's still very early on in AEW's existence when you look at it from a big picture standpoint. And there will be creative differences. There will be different business differences. I mean, the one thing you can say about Tony Khan is that he's no Eric Bischoff. He doesn't seem like he's a pushover, and he's not being stuffed in any closets. Yeah. So it does seem to be. I mean, that's one thing Meltzer mentions. And this is just sort of anecdotally what we've heard in every backstage story written up about AEW is that what Tony says goes. Mm-hmm. And so,
and the thing, and people seemingly respect that.
That's right.
Going back to the Bischoff example, I mean, the reason that Bischoff was shoved in the closet is because I have a feeling a lot of people backstage didn't respect his authority.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because they were getting, there was no consequences in WCW.
Exactly.
Where, I mean, this is a bit different in that, the stars, the core group there, they're the bosses also, but they still answer to Tony Khan. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, you'd think that in WCW, I don't think anybody cared about being looked at like an asshole. I feel like it's probably different in AEW.
Seems that way, yes.
The word gets around also.
Yes.
So I don't know. It'll be I guess the interesting thing is to keep an eye on AEW over the next 12 months and see if once Cody runs out of people within his inner circle to feud with, if there's going to be any crossover, between if the Bucks are going to mention him, are going to talk about his presence on air, or
there's some sort of storyline involving, the Elite.
Because sometimes maybe, given that this stuff, if it's true, the fact that it's being leaked out to the public, that it's sort of getting out there, might force them to come to the table and say, hey, business-wise, this isn't a great look. We really need to settle anything that might be happening and show people that, hey, things are cool.
Especially if the Pro Wrestling Torch report about it was that there's a difference maker that was hesitant to go to AEW because of the talk of infighting. If it's something like that, where it's one thing if people, are maybe not getting along that well, but they can kind of keep it more or less in-house and that doesn't affect the rest of their business operations. But if it's a situation where, hey, it's gotten out, there's a level of dysfunction there that is not appealing to be around, that's bad for business.
So much of what
they can't have that.
Yeah, so much of what AEW seems to be doing at this point is making, as a company, themselves seem more enticing on not just fine, because they can, to a degree, they can try to compete with WWE, but obviously Tony Khan likes to stick to his budgets in terms of signing people. He's not going to, break his just to sign somebody away from WWE. But if a difference maker comes on the scene, they obviously want to be in a position where it's like, hey, we can offer you money, maybe not as much as WWE, but we can offer you creative freedom, third party opportunities, et cetera, and we're just, we're a more communicative company as opposed to trying to wait outside Vince McMahon's door and figure out what he wants.
Exactly. I mean, they got a huge TV deal, but I feel like as a company, they want to seem approachable.
Sure. Yeah.
From a fan's perspective, is why they're having a fan fest, Double or Nothing weekend,
Mm-hmm.
And also I'm sure from a wrestling perspective, where if people want to talk to Tony Khan, go talk to Tony Khan,
Mm-hmm.
As you mentioned, don't have to wait in front of his office for 4 hours for weeks on end, that seems to be one huge difference between AEW. Yes, they're a major wrestling promotion. They got a huge TV deal. They draw great ratings. Still a very approachable business as opposed to WWE, which is like this huge corporate monolith where it seems like even people that work for the company can't basically approach anybody,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The nightmare of standing outside somebody's door and
Kafkaesque
pitching 15 things, is like you said, Kafkaesque. That doesn't seem like a really great way to do business, but I mean, every company has their thing, I guess. But
exactly.
But yeah, that's really weird stuff. All right, before we continue, here's a word from the sponsor of today's show, Manly Bands. Hey, Larson.
Uh-huh.
We're both happily married men, but shopping for my ideal wedding band was basically a nightmare, going to jewelry store after jewelry store.
Well, Steve, now husbands-to-be can avoid that hellish experience thanks to manly bands. See, manly bands lets you get the look that you want and just about any material imaginable, even material from outer space.
Yeah, man, we're talking meteorites here, people. I went with a black zirconium band to replace my old wedding band, which I lost, incidentally. And it's great, and the ordering process was super easy. First, get yourself a manly ring sizer from Manly Bands to make sure that your ring will fit perfectly. Once you know your size, check out the insane selection of materials to choose from: gold, wood, antler, steel, dinosaur bone, and even the meteorites that killed those dinosaurs.
I went with the carbon fiber band to replace the insanely heavy ring I got years ago when I got married. I never wore it because it was too bulky, but this ring from Manly Bands is comfortable and super lightweight. And once you've selected your band, Manly Band offers up free shipping worldwide, 30-day exchange policy, and a free warranty.
To order your Manly Band and get 21% off plus a free silicone ring, go to manlybands.com/raw. That's manlybands.com/raw for 21% off. Manly Bands, the best damn rings, period. Let's talk more about WWE.
Weird stuff. This is weird.
This is also not surprising, though. So last November, following reports that Vince McMahon had instructed talent to cease deals with third-party platform like Twitch and Cameo, WWE announced a talent management division which would, quote, deliver best-in-class 360-degree support, not 90-degree support, not 180-degree support, not even 270-degree support.
That's all the way around.
360-degree support of talent across all internal lines of business and key external partners, amplifying talent brand value and maximizing monetization opportunities for talent in WWE. It turns out 360, when you do 360, you start off where you began, which is appropriate because over the weekend, PW Insider reported that WWE had shut it down and added that they were told, quote, the decision to shutter the division was made just a few weeks back, and in all, the division only existed for 4 to 5 weeks. Wow! Starting a whole talent management agency, keeping it around for a month, and then closing it is just really weird.
It is weird, especially if that was kind of their end game when it came to telling talents, hey, you can't be on Twitch or Cameo anymore, and getting all that negative PR because of that. At least the thing they can maybe lean on when talking to talents is like, okay, you got to do this, but here's what's going to happen in the end. Hopefully you'll recoup that money, maybe make even more. Now that division's gone, we don't know as far, is it a situation where maybe parts of that are getting, absorbed into other entities within WWE, or if they're just going to say, well, we're just not going to do that,
Yeah, it's funny because it's like sometimes the WWE just insists on being like podunk, like it's the Carney thing. You have an opportunity here because they do have like a ton of talent. I always thought that, this is kind of a cool idea if they get the right people. If they're able to recruit away from, some hungry talent from like other legit talent management agencies. Yeah. Bring them over and get some good salespeople, and you can start doing that with your really wonderful talent. It's a great selling point for people. Hey, we've got a whole talent management agency if you want to explore other opportunities like this. And then it's just like, what the hell? This is hilarious.
That's what it ends up being.
Big fart.
Just that.
Just a big fart, man.
Just a big fart because, at the same time, though, it's not shocking.
It really isn't.
You assume anything that happens under the WWE umbrella is at the end, its livelihood or demise is in the hands of fickle Vince McMahon.
Well, I just wonder. What's interesting is their new what is Nick Khan's official title? Do you remember?
President?
I thought it was president. I wonder if it's a situation where he's sort of digging in and like figuring things out, and he sees this and he's like, "What is this? This is a waste of money and resources. Like, we don't need to be doing this."
That could be.
You know,
By all accounts, he's a really sharp dude.
Yeah.
Knows the business.
Yeah.
You know, the entertainment business really well. And if that's the case, and if he's going in there and then like, all right, this is either superfluous, this is going to be run to the ground, this is run horribly, this is, you know, pointless. And if they could streamline stuff so in the end it's better for talent,
yeah,
fair enough, you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it, you know, it's I don't know. WWE's so weird.
You got that right.
So I mean, it's funny listening to like old Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard and him talking about, yeah, you know, thought it'd be a good idea to do this. And I swear to God, like half of their ideas are like Vince and Bruce and some other people just sitting around his pool or whatever. Oh yeah, thought it'd be great to do something like this with like no like real world expertise about anything beyond wrestling. You know? Yeah.
Well, that's a solid segue to this next story. So if you watched WrestleMania Backlash last night, you witnessed, to my knowledge, the first zombie lumberjack match in wrestling history.
Not the first zombies in WWE, but the first lumberjack match featuring them.
That's my understanding, yes. So divisive this match was. Some liked it, some didn't. But anyways, there was one WWE fan in particular who didn't like it and voiced their displeasure at future WWE Hall of Famer and star of Army of the Dead, the film with which the WWE is partnering to market, and included this zombie lumberjack match. Anyways, this fan tweeted at Batista his displeasure, saying, quote, "Hey, Dave, I love you, but this zombie shit on the WWE Backlash show was insulting." So Dave responded, "WTF you telling me? You think I booked a bunch of effing zombies? I'm on a damn plane. Shouldn't you be tweeting Vince?" So Dave did tweet out some tease like, "Hey, sorry I couldn't be at Backlash, but some of my friends were going to be there," something like that.
Yeah.
You know, when you sign up to do a movie, there's marketing stuff that you're obligated to do.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably one of the things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but here's the thing, though. Let me ask you this, because are you reading this in he's incredulous over them doing this, or this is him in care, like sort of playing along with the kayfabe zombies? Like, you know, why would they book a bunch of legit zombies for this thing? Because that's sort of how I read it, like a bit tongue in cheek.
Oh, to a degree, but I think it's more or less, hey, why are you bothering me about this? I don't book the show, you know?
Yeah, sure, but I
don't make the deals. I'm just in the movie.
Yeah, I don't know, because I mean, he obviously knew about this in advance, and so it's like it sounds like more like he's questioning the wisdom of the in kayfabe people there booking the zombies to be lumberjacks. It sounds like he's sort of playing around with it, but it could be easily read as he's ridiculing the WWE for doing this deal in the first place. Well, it's for his movie, and he clearly knew about it in advance. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. It was pretty funny. I love Dave Batista. I think he's fantastic.
Dave's great.
Dave's great. He's like the best.
He's great.
Yeah.
Also great. New Japan. They're going to put on shows again.
Oh, that's awesome.
Earlier this month, following an extension of a state of emergency in Japan due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, New Japan decided to postpone or cancel a number of shows, including the 2 Wrestling Grand Slam events scheduled for May 15th and 29th. Today, New Japan announced that they would resume live events beginning May 22nd in Nagoya and continuing May 24th through 26th at Kurikan Hall. No word in their press release about rescheduled dates for Wrestling Grand Slam. Nothing about Dominion. So it remains to be seen, you know, going forward what their schedule will look like. But they obviously feel confident enough they can proceed safely with these events.
Yeah. What was the main event for Grand Slam? It was supposed to be...
It's going to be Ospreay versus Okada.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, boy, that's going to be a good one. That's going to
So I don't know if they'll push that to Dominion. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Interesting stuff.
It seems like, I mean, if that was... Because Dominion's probably, you know, next to Wrestle Kingdom, like top show of their year.
Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah.
You know, so you'd think they'd have a pretty huge opponent lined up for Ospreay, and like you think Okada, man, that's a huge match. They have history, you know, given their their alliance as members of Chaos, and then Ospreay turning on them.
And they had the match at Wrestle Kingdom.
Yep. Yeah. But yet, obviously that wasn't in the cards to headline Dominion. So I don't know if they were planning on having a Bushi Ospreay rematch for the title again, or bringing someone in to face Ospreay. Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Good to see that they're going to be back on the road, though. All right, before we continue, here's a word from the sponsor of today's show, Molecule. Hey, Larson.
Yeah.
Did you know that I share a bed with 2 Pro Bowl quarterbacks, an Olympic swimmer, and a national women's soccer star?
Wait, what?
Okay, hold on. Wait. Let me explain. When I heard that elite athletes sleep on a Molecule mattress, I had to get my hands on one, man.
I mean, you're far from an elite athlete.
Oh, you got me there, brother. I may feel like MJ on the court in my backyard because I keep my rim down at like 8 feet, but I'm far from an all-star. But if Pro Bowl quarterback Russell Wilson says that Molecule gives him his best sleep ever, I'm not going to argue. I listen to Russ and get myself a Molecule.
Molecule isn't like other mattresses in a box. Their sleep scientists have literally created the world's most perfect mattress. It's got zone reflex layers that adjust to all your weird, crazy sleep positions so you never awaken to a stiff neck or back soreness. Plus, Molecule mattresses are antimicrobial and feature 6 times the airflow of your old mattress, so it keeps you cool all night long.
That's right. Molecule mattress is how elite athletes and Steve here gets the best sleep ever. Order your Molecule mattress and sleep on it risk-free for 100 nights. If you don't have your deepest, most restorative sleep ever, return it. Go to onmolecule.com and save 20% with promo code GIR.
Again, save 20% with promo code GIR at onmolecule.com.
Hey, let's talk some Impact. Under Siege was on Saturday. I watched like half of it. I started watching at the W. Morrissey match where he beat Willie, and he really beat the crap out of Willie Mack. But yeah, no, another solid show, and kind of a, well, I guess not surprising given the contract situation. So we do have a new number 1 contender for Kenny Omega's Unified Impact and TNA World Championships, and it is in fact Moose.
Yes.
He had tweeted some stuff about his contract being up in June, and so it was announced that his match with Kenny Omega was not going to be at Slammiversary. It's going to be at the next Impact Plus pay-per-view.
Against All Odds, I believe it's called.
Against All Odds, yeah.
Which is June 12th, I believe. That was the surprising aspect. Given what Moose had said about his contract situation, it wasn't a sure thing in my mind that he was winning.
Yeah, sure.
I always thought, well, I think AEW has a story in mind for Kenny when he loses the titles, and he'll probably lose the AEW title first, and that would mean Moose would probably not beat Kenny if he were the one to beat Kenny till later in the year, in the fall probably. But with him winning now, his title shot happening in June, I guess you get that match out of the way. You have some sort of overbooked finish where Kenny gets the win. That still really protects Moose. So if he leaves, all right, that aspect of the story is done. But if he comes back, he has grounds to say, you didn't really beat me, Kenny, and then you could have the title change later on in the fall.
That sounds right. That sounds right. Unless Moose knows for sure he's not coming to Impact, and we should just do a straight up match and Kenny wins.
Could be.
But Moose he's been getting himself into contract season shape. He looks amazing these days, and he's been doing some really, really great work in Impact. So he's definitely going to have some options if the information he's given on his Twitter account about his contract is correct and accurate. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we had some other good matches here. We'll just go through this. Brian Myers defeated Black Taurus. I didn't actually watch this match. Brian Myers won, though. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm looking at these matches. Like, I would have had, besides Perazo versus Havoc, I would have had a hard time picking these ones because, like, Ed Edwards and Finn Juice defeated Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
these
shocking.
kind of Impact Plus shows between their major pay-per-views are kind of tough to call in certain respects. I mean, in some matches, you knew W. Morrissey was going to win his match.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And you mentioned Peraza, you kind of knew Deanna Peraza was going to win her match.
But Josh Alexander versus LP, I would have gone with Josh Alexander just because I don't think they were going to have two of their titles go to different companies. But it's also LP and it's New Japan, and they're doing this thing where they seemingly want to make New Japan feel good about working with Impact. So you kind of never know, but at the same time, it'd be 3 titles at that point. I forgot Finjuice also. So, but no, Josh Alexander made a LP tap out. We had Taylor Wilde and Tennille Dashwood got the win over Susan and Kimberly. I would have called that one. That one seems pretty.
Yeah. They're obviously pushing Taylor Wilde since she's come back. We got a new number 1 contender for the tag titles. Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. Mm-hmm. They defeated the teams of TJP and PD Williams, Triple XL, Rohit Raju, and Shira. So they're getting themselves a tag title opportunity. That should be solid.
Yeah, no, that should be really, really good. Probably, yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of where I would have gone with all these. That would have been such a toss up. I probably maybe would have gone with Ace Austin just because he's the top guy out of all these guys.
That's on paper that seems to be the case, yeah.
But it's Impact. Like I said, W. Morrissey defeated Willie Mack, and then Rich Swann came out to make the save because Morrissey wouldn't stop beating up Willie Mack. And at one point, somebody here mentioned in chat, do you guys think this is going to lead to Enzo coming in because Swann started mocking? He did the Enzo dance thing.
Interesting.
So possibility, maybe it's a possibility, but I don't know. Enzo said, what did he say about that? If Enzo, when asked about if he was going to join Big Cass, he said something like Batman doesn't need his Robin coming in or something like that, which I thought was a really nice thing to say.
Yeah.
Totally. And then this was surprising here on this Impact Plus pay-per-view. They had, was this Impact Plus or was this a straight up one? Yeah, it's Impact
Plus, yeah.
Fire and Flava got their tag titles back from Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering. I probably wouldn't have called that. Yeah.
I mean, just the last show, Grace and Ellering won those titles from Hogan and Steele. So, yeah, it is surprising. Mm-hmm. You mentioned Josh Alexander tapping out LP, Deanna Peraza defeating Havoc, and then Ed Edwards, and Finjuice got the win over Kenny and the Good Brothers. I believe Ed Edwards pinned Carl Anderson to get the W there.
Carl Anderson was eating pins in the WWE. Now he's eating pins in Impact.
Yeah, the Impact. And then finally, yes, Moose got the win over Sami Callihan, Chris Bay, Matt Cardona, Trey Miguel, and Chris Sabin. He'll face Kenny at Against All Odds. So, it'd be interesting over the next month to see if any reports or rumors come out about Moose signing a new deal. I mean, whether he signs a new deal or not between now and this match, I don't feel like he's going to win it. But
yeah, you would think that they went with somebody. Yeah, I mean,
so I thought Callahan would probably be his opponent because that's a guy that could put on a good match and could eat the loss. And it's like you're starting to throw Impact's top tier stars at Kenny. He knocks them all down until he faces Moose, and Moose is the one that brings the title back home to Impact.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Alex C has it here. He says Thor doesn't need a Robin. That's what it was. Batman evidently does need a Robin, otherwise he wouldn't have a Robin.
It's true.
But yeah, no, good on Moose, and that's gonna be a killer match. But yeah, I wonder what's gonna go down at Slammiversary then.
Yeah, maybe we'll get Kenny versus Callahan there.
That could be. Yeah. I mean, Callahan's not going anywhere. Like I said, he wants to be with Impact. And Callahan fits so well in Impact. He really does. I mean, honestly, I think Moose does too, but obviously he wants to see who's going to give him the best deal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Totally. This is part of the show where we would normally do a Raw preview. However, there is no official Raw preview right now. Nothing on WWE.com, nothing on their Twitter. So all we could do is just speculate because they're probably writing the show right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this is going to be this is probably, it's not encouraging. Not encouraging at all.
Yes. So check back, I don't know, about an hour before showtime. And maybe they'll have a preview up then. Imagine stuff will start trickling throughout the day.
I wonder if we're gonna get another Eva Marie vignette, or if she's actually going
That
to
would
show
seem
up.
to be a certainty.
Probably, yeah.
I would think they shot a bunch of stuff when they
usually do
a bunch of vignettes, and just are airing them throughout.
Well,
but anyways, you want to answer some questions?
Yeah. We're got a Twitter thread here at Real Going In Raw. Winemaker asks, who is destroying kayfabe faster, AEW with airbags or WWE with zombies? I think the bigger destruction of kayfabe is clearly the zombies.
Yeah.
Because you could totally suggest that AEW is trying to keep the wrestlers safe by having crash pads, around a ring structure that somebody could be thrown off of. So I would say, but zombies, it's kind of difficult to.
I mean, zombies by the very essence need to be kayfabed because they don't exist for reals.
Right, exactly, yeah.
Whether in movies or stage plays or television shows, you got to kayfabe the zombies.
Yeah.
Wrestle Dude, what other matches could have film crossovers like the zombie lumberjack match? The Backdraft, I know it's an old movie, Inferno match.
You're always lobbying for Inferno matches.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna say, how about this? With Riddle, you got the Stoned Age.
Yeah.
So you got him out and about trying to get high or whatever that movie was about.
You'll like this reference, Steve. The Clock Stoppers Beat the Clock Challenge.
Oh, I love that because I was in that movie.
You were an extra, yeah.
Me and Hilton were extras in that movie. Hilton was a bartender and I was attendee at a bar. But we were so far back that you couldn't see us in the movie, but we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Is there like a Porky's integration you could do? I guess they're PG at this point. I don't know why I thought of Porky. I've never actually seen Porky's before. I just remember growing up and understanding that it was like a really like a vulgar movie.
Yeah, I've seen the first one.
How old were you when you saw the first Porky's?
Oh, I was like in my late teens, early 20s. If not when it came out. My parents would not let my brother and I watch that. Heck no.
Oh, man. Let's see here.
B-Man, Patrick Sparks, booked the next chapter in Kazarian and Daniel's careers. Where do they go from the breakup last week? I watched most of Being the Elite this week just to see if there's any more about the reported beef between EVPs. No mention of Being the Elite, but it does open with a pretty good bit where Daniels is being tended to by trainers and he's contemplating retirement. Gets pretty emotional about it.
Is there any update on that eye of his? It looked horrible.
It did look bad.
That's going to be the next phase of his career, is learning how to see with one eyeball. Because
learning how to run into ring posts.
Yeah.
There'll probably be some situation where Daniels might tease retirement. Kazarian's like, no, you still have some in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
We might not be able to team anymore. Doesn't mean we can't have each other's back.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they recruit somebody else to fill in the third spot in SCU now that Scorpio Sky's done is off doing his own thing.
Did they ever kayfabe him sort of leaving SCU?
No, he just left, as far as I know.
Wow.
So maybe Kazarian get a new tag partner with Daniel's blessing. He can serve more as a manager for him, and keep the SCU brand alive.
I think it's this. So Daniels needs an eye patch now. So he gets the eye patch.
Is he going to turn into a pirate? He's going to be a pirate now. Captain
Dude,
Daniels.
I wish you wouldn't like spoil where I'm going with this story because I had a much more elaborate buildup. But yeah, he's like not a Yar pirate. He's like like one of them modern day pirates. And he goes around. He's like, I'm the captain. Look at me. But he only points to one eye. He's like, look at me. I'm the captain now. And he goes to there's like a faux Tom Hanks on a boat somewhere.
All right.
I don't really know how you can do that. And then he sets up like wrestling rings on his barge.
International waters. So he's running like a wrestling promotion. Oh, there goes my camera. My camera was like, no, it's a crap idea. Come back, camera. He's like running a wrestling promotion on a barge. Your camera is throwing tomatoes at you, Steve.
He is. Yeah, understandably so. But then he also like steals from other. He also has a pirate industry, a pirate business.
Pirate business. All right,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Nick,
Takes over the Jericho Cruise. That's good, Marvin.
Oh,
Thank
see, there you go. That's a good idea. Nick says considering Charlotte didn't get pinned and Bailey got cheated. Which match is best suited for a Hell in a Cell? Rhea versus Charlotte or Bianca versus Bailey? They could potentially have a lot of Hell in a Cell matches at Hell in a Cell. Because Drew and Lashley, that's a certainty.
Some
combination of Jay, Jimmy, and Roman in Hell in a Cell. That seems pretty darn likely.
That's the one that's like necessary because it's a callback to their story. Drew versus Lashley could happen at Hell in a Cell. I don't think it needs to happen at Hell in a Cell. I don't even think that match needs to happen. Drew can't get the job done. Have Jinder attack him.
Well, he was about to get the job done, and then Lashley comes and throws him out of the ring.
Well, it's a triple threat. I mean, he has to know that. He's got to know that as soon as you hit a Claymore.
I'm not bashing Lashley for doing it. I'm just saying there's wiggle room there for Drew to say, "Hey, you stole my win."
I don't know.
In WWE's creative, heck yeah, there's wiggle room.
Okay, in WWE, look, anybody can come out and say, "Hey, I got wiggle room here." But I don't know. To me, that's thin. That's thin. Certainly not Hell in a Cell. Him and Orton did Hell in a Cell last year, didn't they? Or was that just a steel K? And he got his ass kicked by Orton. So that's another thing where Lashley say. It's like, dude, Hell in a Cell is not going to help you because look at what happened last year. You lost your title.
Well, that's part of Drew's story, though, is every time he's in a new situation following Hell in a Cell where he lost, he finds himself generally on the winning end of things.
I think he needs to start feuding with Jinder tonight.
I think that feud would be much better if Drew had the title, though.
I think Braun can be like, look, it took two different guys and their finishers to stop me.
All right, rematch from Backlash, except in Hell in a Cell. Triple threat in Hell in a Cell.
Oh, that's good. Hey, after last night's match, I would not turn that down. Those guys.
Make it a fatal four-way and put Jinder in there as well.
Jinder, mother.
Metacon says, I can't think of a good question, so hope you all are having a good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Metacon.
Gareth, with GCW gaining popularity, does it have the potential to be the next ECW? Could a talent trade with AEW be a good move? It'd be a great move for GCW.
It'd be an awesome move for GCW. I don't know if, I don't know. Joey Janela still does stuff with them.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, Mox showed up at the end of the show
Mox
this weekend to confront Gage.
Yeah. So like that's kind of happening already. Yes, I do think that GCW has the potential to be the next ECW. I think that they're branding in a much more sort of like forward way, though. Like they brand their shows so individually. I think that's a great way to do it, as opposed to having a continuing thing, which you do still have to a degree, but every show has its own theme to it. I think that's a really great way, in lieu of doing like weekly television or something. I think that's great, and I think they have the potential to be something pretty great.
Definitely. Blake Elizondo, if WB brings back King of the Ring, book the format, whether it's single elimination or round robin, how many participants does it get its own special, and the eventual winner? Stick to tradition. I think usually it was 8-man single elimination tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Does it get its own pay-per-view? Yes. Make it feel important. Winner gets something, and not just a crown. Winner is Xavier Woods.
You have qualifiers.
You get a title shot.
You have qualifiers to justify,
yes.
Putting that stuff on TV, and then the actual pay-per-view is one tournament. I think that'd be great.
Yep. And then if you win, you get a title opportunity of a title of your choice. Xavier Woods, he gets his wish. He's King of the Ring.
I say Xavier Woods fails in the finals of the first one to build his eventual win in next year's, and you have it annually. You have it annually.
Who wins then?
King of Strong Style.
Ah, all right.
Shinsuke Nakamura.
Daryl W. Perry, WTF was up with those zombies. Is it A, good shit, or B, going to set the industry back 30 years? It's C, none of the above.
Could be none of the above, yeah.
None of the above.
I mean,
it wasn't good, and it's not going to set the industry back.
I mean, good is subjective.
It is, totally.
So, did it entertain? I saw somebody on Twitter mentioning, man, my 9-year-old was really into the zombies. And that's kind of what you want, with WWE. Get them in early. Get that young fan base back. Alabama would probably love it. She loves like zombie stuff. But, to each their own. I thought it was entertaining and silly, but yeah, I could have done without it. But no, it's not going to set the industry back 30 years. What was 30 years ago?
That'd have been 1991.
They're in a pretty good place, and maybe you want to set the industry back 30 years. Hogan was still around. Warrior was hot.
Warrior won the title back in 91.
Yeah. They're probably doing pretty decent business. Adjusted for inflation, I'm not sure what their revenue was like, though.
Yeah, I don't know either. Nick Bartlett, at this point, is it possible that Roman doesn't lose the Universal title until next year's WrestleMania? Short of a cash-in, I said this last night in our Backlash recap, I don't think he loses until after he faces The Rock at Mania 39.
I agree.
Cleanly, short of a cash-in. Cash-in.
I agree. It is going to be very interesting over the next 6 months to see if they're going to make a title loss part of his overall story. And the only way they could legitimately do that is in a cash-in situation. But I don't know, man. I think they have the opportunity to do a long, impactful title reign, like an all-time great title reign with this one. And but I don't know. Yeah, like I said, it'll be interesting. Not going to bet against Roman anytime soon, though, man.
Nope. Greg Morris, how possible is it a future AEW show, or at a future AEW show, Nick Gage attacks Mox? That'd be pretty neat.
I think it'd be neat. I just think that because we've sort of seen what their collaboration is like with Impact, there isn't a lot of advertising that kind of stuff. Like, we did not see Rich Swann on AEW programming at all. I mean, we saw Kenta attack Mox, so they are willing to do some of that stuff. But I don't know. I'd believe it if I saw it. The fans would mark out quite a bit for that. But I don't know. I think it's sort of a toss-up, to be honest with you.
Let's see here.
Jason Lewis. I got one from Jason Lewis.
Gotcha.
Friendo Fest is happening, and it's decided that we go to a local karaoke bar. All that stuff is very possible, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He says the only rule is that anyone who goes up to sing has to impersonate a wrestler.
Wow.
What is your song and who is your wrestler? Are we allowed to sing wrestling themes? So one of us could do HBK's.
No, you have to do like Undertaker voice
song.
for
a
song,
I got friends in low places.
Yeah, I was thinking Undertaker. Do some Waylon Jennings as Undertaker.
Well, it's the same old tune, fiddle and guitar. Where do we take it from here? I'm trying to think what song Stone Cold. I do Margaritaville, but Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's good. You do some Motorhead as
Blame It on the Alcohol by L.A. Knight. That's good.
Luis, who would Rey Mysterio's retirement match opponent be, and would it have been great if Walter would have come out to be Rey's partner after Dom got taken out by the Dirty Dogs? That'd have been great.
I know, man. That'd have been awesome. That'd have been great.
They should have Dom wrestle Rey in his
dad?
retirement match. Yeah,
that'd be pretty great. Would he do? So, like in lucha tradition, you do a mask match. So is he going to lose his mask and then do like a last tour? Because that's sort of a common thing in Mexico, in lucha tradition.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
And if that's the case, have him take on Kevin Nash. Because they did that already.
Hugh Longheavy on being the elite Evil Uno confirmed that he likes romance.
Oh, he's
what other wrestlers do you think like romance?
Samoa Joe. We know that too. I mean, that's Scott Steiner's mouth.
I feel like Hangman Page. He's sensitive. I feel like he likes romance.
Okay. Diehard Homer says Otis. That's good. We know that. Gareth says Angel Garza. We know that he likes romance. Nia Jax seems to like romance. Reginald seems to like romance. I mean, on her Instagram with Andrade, we can tell Charlotte likes romance.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis like romance.
Yes.
Montez Ford likes romance.
Yes, Montez and Bianca, yeah.
Triple H likes romance. Now, the opposite of that, though, who is a freak and just wants to be satisfied by a real man or a real woman? Angelo Dawkins, perhaps.
Braun.
Braun and his Daisy Dukes.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he have his nipples pierced at one point or something?
Yeah, he did. I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. RVD. I don't know, man. I think RVD likes romance.
I think he does like romance.
I think he likes romance.
Wolverine 1591. Zombies come after you. Build your own team to fight against them from any wrestling promotion. So we need 4 wrestlers to help us fight off zombies. Who do we pick?
I always
you gotta go with Damian Priest. He won that lumberjack match.
You go Damian Priest for sure.
Yeah.
I'd go there. I would
use his vampire powers to help you win too.
So you need like a big dude. You need like a hold on, I gotta fix my camera again. You need like a heavy. You need like a heater. You need Braun Strowman.
Walter.
I'm
going Walter. You can have Braun. I'll go Walter.
Yeah, I'll go with Braun. I feel like Braun is fit for Braun looks like he fights zombies. Walter sometimes just looks like he works at a Sainsbury.
You want to tell him that?
No, I don't. That seems like it'd be rude to say to a person's face.
It would be. He'd probably chop you.
I'd get Sam Gradwell to help me fight zombies.
God.
I'm just going to the UK to have everybody there. Shaw Samuels, he'll help me fight zombies. That dude, he'll get bit immediately.
Yeah, he would.
And he'll hide it too. Him and Gradwell
I'm gonna say Nathan Frazier.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Super athletic. And then Oscar.
Okay, that's good. Oh man.
Anthony Matthews. Suddenly all promotions get shut down.
Oh no.
Everyone is a free agent. You fall into $1 billion or are tasked with starting a new global brand to replace WWE. You get 10 wrestlers total to start with. 5 men, 5 women. Tag teams count as 1. Who do you go and get? All right, let's draft, Steve. 5 men, 5 women. Do you have a coin nearby?
No, I don't.
Here, I got a guitar pick.
Got a guitar pick? Okay.
Different images on each side. All right, this will be heads right here.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see this gold stuff on here.
Okay.
And this will be tails with nothing.
Okay.
Call it in the air.
Heads.
It is heads. You get first choice.
Young Bucks, number 1.
Interesting.
I told you, man. They're a draw.
They're a draw. Roman Reigns.
It's probably a better pick than mine.
All right, you're up.
Trying to find.
All right, we're doing snake draft here. No, go ahead and go. You go.
All right, so we got them. You got Roman. That's probably a good pick. I'll go with Becky Lynch next.
I will go Sasha Banks.
I will go with. I need somebody to feud with Becky, so I'm going to go with Bianca Belair.
I'm going to go Kenny Omega.
Okay. I'm going to go with Kazuchika Okada.
Think here. I'm going to go Mox.
Okay. I'm going to go with John Cena. I need to counter your power of Roman Reigns.
I'll go with I'm gonna go with the New Day.
Damn it! That was gonna be my next pick. Let's see here. I'll go with.
I only got room for one more dude.
Let's see. I got 2 women. What do the tag teams count as dudes?
Well, I mean, if this is a tag
men's?
team of dudes, then yeah, it counts as
Then
dudes.
it's a dude. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. Let's see here. I'm gonna go. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna go with LP. No, LP and Ishimori.
Okay.
Oh crap! Wait, no.
What?
No, I'm gonna go with Walter. Never mind. I'm going with Walter.
All right. I'm gonna go with Brock.
Yeah, that's a good pick right there. I need a tag team. Oh, I'm going with Mustache Mountain. Actually, hold on a second. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm assuming if you got New Day, you get Big E with that.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go with British Strong Style.
Okay. All right. We both have all our dudes.
We have all our dudes. Okay. So I need 3 more women. You've got Asuka already.
I don't have Asuka, but I'll take Asuka.
I swear I thought I heard you say Asuka. Okay,
Nope.
never mind then. Okay, you've got Asuka. I'm gonna go with who do I got? I got Becky. I got Bianca. You got Sasha. Did you get Bailey yet?
No.
All right, I'm gonna go with Bailey.
That was gonna be my next pick, though.
Tops.
I guess I'll go Charlotte.
That's a smart move. I will go with who do I like over there? I'll go with okay, so I'm gonna classify this as a woman's pick the entire the way. I get all 4 members of the way.
Well, you can't because you're already filled. You got all your
No,
dudes.
it's a women's tag team and they come with 2 guys.
That's cheating.
I don't see how.
It is cheating. I'll go with.
Yeah, Frederick said you said Asuka already, so I think you might be doubling up or something, dude.
Really, I don't remember that. I'll go with. I'm gonna go with Shayna and Nia.
Oh, that's a good pick. I'm gonna go with. Let's see, what do I got here? I got one. I think I have one more woman. Is that right?
Yeah, you need one.
Okay, then I'll go with. Did anybody get Io Shirai yet?
No, I was just about to pick Io Shirai.
All right, you can have Io Shirai. Guess what? I'm gonna get Millie McKenzie.
All right.
Oh, I'm very happy with my group. You got a good group though. Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, they've never fought before. People love to see that.
They've never fought with this version of Roman Reigns.
That's true. I would love to see that, by the way. I would love to see that. Let's see here. Zombies. Anthony Tobias says, do you think Edge goes with the WWE back to the Middle East? I have
if they do more shows, I don't know.
I have no idea. Do not know. I imagine if the money is good enough, then that's a distinct possibility. But I don't know where he stands on all that stuff. Oh, Frederick says he got confused with the zombie apocalypse answer you gave. That's what I did too.
Well, it all worked out.
It all worked out. Travis LA says, if you had money and legit good contracts, what company would you relaunch? ECW or Lucha Underground? There's already stuff filling the ECW niche.
There is, and if you don't adhere very closely to what made ECW, you're going to get dumped on.
And I feel there's already FMWE. There is GCW, which does that better than anybody else.
Still CZW.
Nobody is really doing what Lucha Underground did.
Although MLW is doing the Aztec Underground.
They're doing Azteca Underground.
Yeah, Aztec Underground. Sorry.
So they're probably going to do some stuff like that. So I wouldn't relaunch Lucha Underground. Like if I had the money and they gave me the thing, I'd be like, okay, yeah, we'll do Lucha Underground. But I would just sort of like I would do the same concept, but not make it like Lucha based. You know, like all the mythology of Lucha Underground is really, really cool and everything. But I would do this. I would sort of combine NXT UK and Lucha Underground and sort of make it like Lucha Underground, but if Guy Ritchie did it. That's what I would do. Or like Danny Boyle.
Yeah, I think taking kind of an existing property and applying the production kind of ethos of Lucha Underground to it, how they tell their stories would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Anyways, that's going to do it for us. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it again. Assuming there's a Raw tonight, we will be back for our Raw preview. I know. I saw.
There we go.
We'll be back tonight for our Raw recap on the Twitch, twitch.tv/Steven Larson. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Twitch chat, stick around. We'll hang out for a bit. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.